to our second video where we're talking about connecting with God, and we're going to talk about a way that we can connect with God that is so important. We are going to have a chat for a little while about prayer. So prayer is one of the most effective ways to connect with God. It's more than just sending a message. We believe it's about a conversation. It starts a conversation up with us and God. It also does a lot more than we realise. It helps us, affects our attitude, it affects our mental health and our emotions on a really deep level as well. So why should we pray? What does it actually do for us, and what can it do for others? Well, like any other relationship, the way that you grow closer to someone is by spending time with them. Think about, for a second, about you and your best friend and about how you became friends. Over time, you probably built a really strong relationship and friendship. And that was probably based on having fun, on communicating with each other, on spending time with each other. And it's the same when it comes to our connection with God. Spending time with Him, having fun in His presence, and chatting with Him are all really important to connecting with God. By growing close to God, you're also growing yourself as well. The closer you grow to God, the more you realise that He has in store for each and every one of you. So the first thing we want to chat about today, to do with prayer and connection, is to make prayer a priority. God doesn't like to force Himself into our thoughts and into our day. He'll wait for you to invite Him in. So it's important that we make space and allow some time for Him to come and speak to us. One of the best ways to do this, and it might sound weird, is maybe to actually put some time into your calendar. I realise most of you probably won't have an actual paper calendar, but you'll probably have one on your phones. Think about maybe scheduling in some time. You'd schedule in time to spend with your friends, so why don't we schedule in time to spend with God? Especially as time is something that we have a whole lot of at the moment. But what do we do when we actually sit down and pray? What if you're sat there thinking, I've never really prayed before, or I've prayed but I didn't really understand it? It can feel kind of weird sitting down to have a conversation with God when you can't actually see Him in front of you. Here's one thing that I've found. Just like any other strong relationship, you can sometimes sit and not say anything for a while, and it doesn't actually feel awkward. That's how you know that you're really comfortable with someone, right? If you feel okay being in silence with them. Well, it really isn't that different with God. In fact, sometimes all we need to do is sit and wait for Him to speak to us. And when I say speak to us, again, like I said in the last video, I don't necessarily mean hearing a voice, but it might be in another way, and it'll be different for each of us. My advice would be to maybe spend a couple of minutes, the first few minutes, in silence. That might be something really difficult for you, so maybe you need to put some worship music on as well. But I'd encourage you to give it a go, even if you only try it once. When we do talk to God, sometimes it can be hard to know what to say. Think about it like this. What do you do when you hang out with your friends? You tell them about what happened that day. You talk to them about things that you're excited about. And talking to God is no different. He wants to know about you, about what's happened in your day, about how you're feeling. Treat this like a normal conversation and see what happens. But don't forget to listen too. He might have some great advice to help you out. So when we pray, it helps us to connect with God. And another way that we can do that is through praying for other people as well. In fact, God really calls us to pray for others, because when we do that, we're switching our focus from our own worlds to maybe think about someone else's world. It helps us with perspective, to get a perspective on our own life, whilst dedicating time to help someone else with their challenges as well. When we do that, we're becoming more and more like God. When we grow close to God, we uncover so much more about life than we would have otherwise. Prayer, like we said at the start of the video, is one of the most effective ways to connect with God. So I'd love to leave you with a challenge now at the end of this video. I want to encourage you to spend some time and think about anyone you might know who might need prayer right now. Maybe think about praying for them. Maybe even send them a text to let them know that you are praying for them. That could really mean a lot to somebody. You don't know what that might mean for them. I'll leave you with that, and we'll see you next time.